Ashton, can you share whatever you're comfortable sharing about what you would say is your journey?
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't really know what exactly, like, I just kind of go wherever it takes me,
You
you
go
know?
wherever it takes you then.
Yeah. Um, I usually just, I mean, my journey right now is just to finish high school and, um, finish high school. I'm trying to get into a school for tower technician and just to take it a day at a time and just enjoy life. I don't know, not stress over everything.
Do you feel like you stress less lately?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I mean, there's still like, there's always going to be things that I like struggle with and stress about, but I feel like I don't I don't stress as much as I used to. I used to stress over like, oh man, like I've got to work like 4 days this week. This is going to suck. That's how it was like 2 years ago, but now I'm like, I don't know. I don't even focus on what day of the week it is really. Like a Monday could feel like a Saturday to me. I've just kind of like shifted my perspective on that, I guess.
How'd you do that?
I don't know, just experience of like living in it and then not. It was more of just like, do I want to keep living my life like this or do I want to like change? Um, because like I look at everyone and I'm like, like I can't say that I don't live an average life because I mean I work like everyone else does. I have my own interests, my own hobbies, and I do my own thing after work, and then I come home, and go to sleep and do it all over again. So I do that, but I think that I don't know. I hear a lot of people say like, "Oh, I don't want to have the average life or whatever like that," and like I don't want to wake up and work and do all that. But like in my mind, it's like it's really like you could still have that life, but still like have a different mindset about it while you're living that life. Um, and that's kind of like how I'm at right now. And like I don't know where the perspective shifted from that. I think that like I kind of just didn't. I just didn't want to be like I don't want to dread every day anymore. So I just decided to kind of like enjoy every day. I mean, it was pretty simple for me. I don't know. For some people, it's pretty hard to just switch like that, but it's easy for me to just like switch my perception on things for some reason, which it's a good thing and it can be a bad thing, in certain situations. So,
You're a pretty creative young man. I've
thank you.
seen some of your artwork and things. How does creativity help you deal?
Hmm. I mean, I can be creative without realizing it. Like, I mean, I'll just do something and I won't realize I was creative. Like, I'll just be like, oh, okay, like, I just figured something out by thinking outside of the box.
So you are a big part of this song.
Mhm.
Do you see yourself as a big part of the song?
Yeah, I do.
What is it in the song that like speaks to you or resonates for you?
I mean, if I could like get the lyrics pulled up or something like that, could we do that? All right. Like I mean, I talked about how I don't like being judged off the looks or the way I lack, or what I lack. Um, because like I mean, there's a lot more behind that than just like, oh yeah, I don't like that. But it's like nowadays, I feel like society's kind of like, oh, you gotta be a certain way. and you see these like, you just see everyone and they all kind of like, in my way, they all kind of blend in.
Have you felt judged?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've always like, I'm a very insecure person. Like, well, I've worked on it for the past like, since like I've gotten sober and stuff like that. Um, I've worked on like me being insecure and all that stuff, but like it still is there. Like you always sit there and you think like, is this person gonna judge me and all that, and then you're around people and they're always like judging people and like talking to people and saying like, they're always just like talking shit behind other people's backs, and then I'm like, okay, well, once I leave this room, y'all are probably gonna talk shit behind my back, because that person just left the room and y'all just talk shit behind his back. So it's like, you can't trust a lot of people, and like you'll know who the real ones are at the end of the day. But like, I mean, I lived with people, and like, because we all were out of rehab out in Arizona, and they're like your best friends or whatever. I mean, y'all are stuck with each other, so you kind of have to be best friends. You got to be brothers. And then like, well, we moved into the city, and you got, and that's when you get your phone and all that stuff, and you're in like a sober living house, and you can go do pretty much whatever you want. And that's when I like really saw everyone's like true colors, I guess. I was just kind of like, man, a lot of these people are really fake. And then like I would start slipping into some of the patterns. Like I would start, I'm like, oh, screw this person, or, and then I was like, hold up, like, why am I doing that? So I had to kind of like void myself from a lot of the situations that I found myself in. But and then when I came home, because I just moved home like, when did I move home? I don't even remember. It was like a month or 2 months ago, maybe. And everyone was just like, that was when I found out like who the real ones were. That was when I really found out who the real ones were and who the ones that were fake were, because, you know, um, I got a lot of people like that would talk shit to me before I left, telling me like, oh yeah, like your plan to go home's horrible and all this stuff, and I was just like, all right, bro, like, but y'all don't know what I'm doing, and like, there was a lot to it, to be honest, and I could go on about that, but, um, only like, I'm trying to think, like, only 2 or 3 people really stuck around from that whole process. Only 2 or 3 people stuck around, and out of like the 50 to 60 friends that I really made. So yeah, um, and then I guess some other lyrics here. I mean, they talked about the system don't want kids to succeed. I mean, I can relate. I think I've talked about this to you and Jen and all of them, but like, I've been I've been through the court system and stuff like that, and they don't like, it just doesn't, it didn't work. It doesn't work for anyone. Like I don't know, like, I'm not gonna say that there isn't anyone who's like actually, you know, gotten successful or gotten sober from like being on probation or something like that, but like, I know damn well like, I don't know anyone that it's fixed anybody. Like all it does is, it just made, like, for me it made things worse. It just made me more sneaky. It made me more crafty. Like that was where a lot of, like, I got real creative. You want to talk about being creative? Like I got really creative with that. Um,
What do you think would work? What does work? What would have worked?
I think it just depends on the person. Like I said, like I think that it probably could help some people. Um, I just don't know anyone, and I think that like a lot of the times they don't really care. They didn't care about me. I know that because I remember they told, I don't know, they told my parents something like, when your kid comes home, he's just gonna be the same old kid that he was before. That's what they told my mom.
When you went to Arizona, I mean.
Yeah. And I was just like they didn't tell me that for a long time, but that's what my PO told me, and I was just like, wow, like he had no hope or anything like that for me. But that's just because what he's seen, you know, so I can understand that because he's seen kids go away and then come back and be the same old kid.
What do you want this song, what do you hope this song will do?
I guess just like, if anything, just like spread awareness. I mean, it could be for a lot of things, you know, like spread awareness for people to stay whatever you're going through, you know, because things will get better, because they will, you know, if you put your mind to it, things can always get better. When I listen to this song, like I kind of get like, you know, it could spread awareness about society, or it could spread awareness about, you know, just how it says like I'm still here, like it hurts, but I'm still here, you know? Like there's pain, but it's still here. I'm still here. So,
What do you think young people your age who've experienced some of the things that you've experienced, what do you think that they need to hear?
for me, I thought I knew everything. I thought if I had the option to live on my own, I would have done. I would have taken it, and I would have thought I had it all under control. But in reality, like I was still a kid, and it's pretty dumb, you know. And I'm not saying that every kid's that way, but um, like I still got a whole lot more I need to learn, and so I mean, so does every kid my age, and like a lot of people sometimes have a hard time like seeing that because they think they got it all figured out, which is exactly what I was in the mindset of. Was like I got this all figured out. Like I know this whole life thing. I know, you know, y'all think it's all this and that, but it's just this, you know. But no, it's pretty damn complicated, you know, and it takes a lot of experience. It takes just like time, just like I remember my uncle told me one time, like, and I took this like advice is like he says like over time like you'll collect these like little bits of not like nuggets of like knowledge, and like, you know, it gets bigger over time, and then by the time you're like 50 or 60, you know, like you can like you'll realize like what kind of person you were before, and then what kind of person you are now.
So, one really final question,
Yeah.
Ashton. What do you like the most about who you feel like you are now after what you've experienced or worked through?
Um, Probably that like I wouldn't change who I am. Like sometimes I'll sit there and I'll be like, "Oh man, like I wish I was that good at skateboarding or something like that." And then I'll be like, "But damn, then I would never have to go through all the pain and all like the hard parts of it, and then I wouldn't feel as rewarded at the end of the day from it, you know." So it's stuff like that that like I kind of just was like, all right, well then, and then I just come to the conclusion that yeah, I'm not gonna change who I am because I want to like make it my own like progression, you know.
Yeah. It's a process,
Yeah,
not an
it's like
event.
your own process.
Yeah. Cool. Is there anything I didn't ask that you want to answer?
No, thank you.